What is up, everybody? Welcome to the second episode of Songs for Breakfast. I almost couldn't say episode. Did you catch that? Did you hear that? I was almost striking out on saying the word episode. But we're back this week. Of course, it is release day. And of course, I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to talk about music with you guys and for you guys. And of course, if you have any suggestions, recommendations, or songs you'd like for me to talk about, or songs you just want me to hear, of course, as always, send me an email at songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. And if you know me personally, feel free to send me a message, a smoke signal, private message, or you can find me on my OnlyFans, Chunky Lord 69. That last part's a joke. I don't have an OnlyFans. I mean, it would be Chunky Lord 69 if I had one, but I don't have one, so don't tell my mother. Anyway, let's get started this week with a review. We're going to get right into it because I have quite a bit to say about the song I'm reviewing. So let's just jump right into it. Today I'm going to be talking about Mother by Meghan Trainor off of the deluxe edition of her 2022 album, Taking It Back. Taking It Back, interestingly enough, is exactly what I would like for her to do with this song. Just take it back, please. Just put it back in the bottle. Just shove it back in the bottle. All right. In the past, Trainor has written a lot of annoying but otherwise catchy songs. Previously, though, the songs were mediocre at best. They were at least felt like they were genuine attempts to make good music. Sadly, her streak of mediocrity has seemingly only gotten worse. Mother plays on the internet trend of a powerful woman being mother, a term of endearment, meaning she is powerful and in control. These things are not exemplified by the song. This song is mostly repetitious lyrics over a beat sampled from Mr. Sandman, a song originally released in the 1950s. So there's nothing new happening here. There's nothing going on. But anyway, Mr. Sandman that song had one known songwriter, and that was Pat Ballard. We're going to say Ballard. It could be Ballard, it could be Ballard. I'm going to say Ballard. Mother has 6 if you count Ballard's credit for the sample. So it took 5 people to write one of the most generic and boring songs I think I've ever heard in my life. The lyrics to this song feel like Trainor used a Mad Lib style way of writing where she just randomly inserted buzzwords and phrases to create a masterpiece of mundane internet-based ideas. There's just no creativity here. Nothing here took me by surprise and made me think, wow, this is really awesome. Even in a lot of the songs I dislike, there's something in them that I enjoy. Mother, however, is the exception to that. So, Mother's absolutely the exception to that. Like, I don't even have a lot to say when it comes to Mother because I couldn't take it. Like, I was just so overwhelmed with how bad Mother was. When it comes to this song, is it a pass or is it a play? It's very obviously a pass. This song shouldn't be heard. It shouldn't even be heard in passing. I should have listened to and reviewed something else like Portugal the Man's Dummy. That song is worth a play. If you want a song that's worth a play that you've not heard yet, go listen to Portugal the Man's Dummy. It's really, really good, and I would recommend that. Go listen to that one instead. While you are listening to that one, go ahead and just contact your local radio station and tell them just to say no to Mother. So that's a huge pass on Mother. Super generic, super boring. Just my opinion. You may love it. If you do love it, keep that to yourself because I don't want to hear it. Because it's just not something that I want to know. Because it's just not good. It's just not a good song. It's absolutely a pass. You don't have to listen to it. It has no redeeming qualities. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Anyway, that was my review. That was my little quick review. Mother is a pass. Don't listen to it. That was my quick little, review with Mother. And now I'm going to move on to something else. I'm actually going to move on to a commentary or a discussion about a song. That's a very cool song that I had not heard in a very long time, and it was actually brought to my interest. I'm actually responding this week for a song discussion for a request. This was actually a request. I told you guys I would take requests, and I absolutely will. I've actually got a couple more that have come in that I'm going to be really, really excited to, write down and review for and talk to you guys about. This listener from Kentucky has asked me to listen to and break down Everything Zen by Bush from the 1994 album 16 Stone. So, admittedly, it's been a really long time since I listened to Bush. It isn't that I don't like Bush, quite the contrary. I think they have some great songs, and 16 Stone is actually a phenomenal album. I'm also quite the sucker for 90s rock and roll, so I knew I would enjoy listening to the song and again and digging in, so let's get to it. I once read that the band states this song is about youth culture in the United Kingdom. Well, I think that is likely true, and they aren't trying to obfuscate anything. I do think there's a little more to it than that. So I decided to break down the lyrics and pull from what I believe they're about. I feel that not only is this about the youth culture, but a youth culture that is apathetic and dejected. So let's start with the opening verse, right? We're going to start with the opening verse here, and it goes as follows. There must be something that we can eat, maybe find another lover. Should I fly to Los Angeles and find my asshole brother? Mickey Mouse has grown up a cow, Dave's on sale again. We kissy kiss in the rear view. We're so bored and you're to blame. That's the first verse. That is what they're opening with. Like that's what they just jump right into, right? This all feels pretty clear and in line with my interpretation. Maybe we can just find another lover. Maybe I should hop on a plane to see my brother. These are all the thoughts of a bored teen. This is brought to you with the forefront of, this is brought to the forefront with the lyric, "We're so bored and you're to blame." Not only are these teens apathetic and bored, they're also eager to blame someone else for it, just as any teen would. But I think that it's the chorus that really brings this idea home. He's saying, try to see it once my way. Everything's zen. Everything's zen. I don't think so. So he's saying here, almost pleading that the youth are asking us, the listener, to see it their way and see that everything is not fine, if in fact is not zen, everything is not peaceful, and everything is not wonderful. The second verse continues in the way of the first verse. We get into a little bit of a change in the song. We hear "there's no sex in your violence," repeated a number of times. I think it's 4 or 5 times. He just says "there's no sex in your violence." To me, this really does just mean one of two things. Either Gavin Rossdale is really into kinky sex, which, hey, to each their own, and if he's, or he's stating that the person or situation has no redeeming qualities. He wouldn't mind the violence of the situation if there was something in it for him, like sex. This feels like him saying that substance is lacking, or there's no substance, there's no sex in the violence. It all feels pretty clear at this point, doesn't it? Though we finally made it through my song, we finally made it through to the song. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. It's late. It's like 1:44 in the morning. We're actually making it to my favorite part, which is the bridge of the song. And we're treated to a little bit of repetition in the bridge. He says, "I don't believe that Elvis is dead. Yeah, I don't believe that Elvis is dead." Now that feels really out of place, doesn't it, with the rest of the song? Like, it feels really, really strange compared to the rest of the song. It really, really does. So once again, we can assume one of two things. That Gavin Rossdale is a conspiracy theorist, or maybe, just maybe, as part of this dejected use, he's saying that he just doesn't believe everything that he reads. Elvis faking his death is a very popular conspiracy theory, but it's more likely that he's creatively stating that he just doesn't believe everything that he reads. So, to me, that kind of sums it up. Like, I don't believe that Elvis is dead. I read it in the paper, and I just don't believe it. It's just not something I believe. And I think that's a really good explanation for that line. It's the explanation that I've kind of gone with listening to the song over and over and over. So the song comes to an end with a repeat of the chorus, followed by modified chorus lyrics for the outro. It just says, "Zen, Zen, I don't think so, I don't think so, I don't think so." This really brings the song home. Like, it seals the deal that everything is not great. Is everything Zen? It sure doesn't seem like it, They really summed it up right there. Everything is not Zen. Everything is not great. And I think that's really kind of what the song comes down to, is they're the youth, they're dejected, they're apathetic, they're bored, they're angry. And we're given all these examples through the song. And we find by the end of the song ourselves that everything is not Zen. Everything is, of course, not okay. Everything's not okay. So, what do you guys think the song's about? What do you guys think? Is it all face value, or do you like my interpretation? Do you hate my interpretation? Once again, shoot me an email. Let me know. songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. Once again, you can do it through smoke signals if you choose. Snail mail. You can message me, if you know me, you can message me on Facebook. You can shoot me a text. Let's get a communication going, because that's my favorite part about talking about music, is talking about music with other people. And I actually hope to do that soon on the podcast. I'm hoping to get some people on here, so maybe we can get like their top 5, their desert island song, maybe their favorite song. Like, I would love to get some more conversation going, and not just me in an echo chamber talking to myself, though I do love the sound of my own voice. But But yeah, if you want to get in contact with me, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's songsforbreakfast@gmail.com. Shoot me an email, shoot me a text, shoot me a message. That's all the time I've got for this week. Like I said, I really wanted to make these fun and short and something you can just listen to on your commute to work. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but thank you guys so much for listening. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will absolutely see you next time on Songs for Breakfast.